Good morning, Forever. Paul Muehlman here, Director of Marketing. And I'm here for a very special edition of the monthly webinar. It's a beautiful day here in Phoenix, about 65 degrees Fahrenheit or 18 degrees Celsius for those living outside of the U.S. And we're here at the beautiful state of Rex and Ruth Maughan. You know, like I said, this is a pretty special occasion because we have the entire executive staff here in town. That's rare. And so we've gathered here like we do on our normal Monday afternoon, and we're going to have a special meeting where we can share with you kind of the goals and highlights of 2010 and what we're expecting for 2011. But before we get started, I want to give you a little tour of the place. Right behind me is the beautiful rose garden here on Rex's estate. Absolutely gorgeous to walk through. And behind it, probably the most famous landmark here in Phoenix, Camelback Mountain. You can see it from almost anywhere in the city. Well, it looks like people are gathering and about ready to start. So why don't we take a short break and we'll join the group. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I'd like to begin the morning by first thanking you, Rex, for inviting us all here to your beautiful home and all the thousands of distributors out in the world that get to join us here this morning.
Thank you. You're welcome, and I might say I hope you enjoy the beautiful sun weather.
Yeah, it's incredible out here. You know, I think we'll kick off this morning with the newest member of our team, and you might recognize him because he looks a lot like someone else we have here this morning. We'll start with Andrew O'Hare. He's our Director of Strategic Development. Andrew, you've done a lot of work on the website this year, you and your team, and you've accomplished a lot. Can you talk with the distributors about what we've done and about what we can look forward to in 2011?
Okay, thanks, Paul. Yeah, I think we designed an excellent new website that we can all be proud of. It has an excellent look and feel. And one of the features that was most requested is, how do our country offices localize and customize to their home markets, which I think we've done a great job with being able to provide that. And we're really looking to do that same sort of activity with the distributor site. We're planning a complete redesign and overhaul of that this year, and it's going to be a great year in 2011.
So are people really using this site? I mean, how many people are coming to the site each month?
That's a great question. On average, if you can believe, we have about 1 million visitors coming to our site. It is a real highly trafficked site, and it is a popular destination from people literally in all corners of the world. And an interesting trend that we've noticed over the last few months is the amount of visitors coming from their iPhone, their BlackBerry, whatever it might be, the real mobilization of our site, if you like. Literally tens of thousands of people are coming, and it's our priority in 2011 to be able to cater to those people visiting from their mobile devices. Just one other thing also I think has been a huge achievement in 2010 is our Facebook fan page. It really has exploded. We have numbers of visitors and literally thousands of fans from all over the world.
How many fans do we have so far?
Rex, we have about 50,000 at the moment, if you can believe.
Wow. Good.
Great.
Well, My FLP Biz has been an incredible success since it's launched 5 years ago. What have we done lately with that tool, and what can we expect in 2011?
August, we had a complete redesign, numerous new features, and it really has been very well received. The plan in 2011 is some enhancements, but getting it out to as many countries as possible.
That's fantastic. Thank you, Andrew. Let's stick with technology and join our Vice President of IT, Steve Itami. Steve, obviously technology is extremely important to running a business the size of Forever throughout the world. Can you tell us a little about what you've done lately and what we expect in 2011 that's really going to help the distributors on the technology side?
Well, we continually upgrade the hardware and the software, making sure we stay as current as possible and increase the operational efficiency of providing the services to the foreign offices and supporting the applications, as Andrew mentioned. We also review best practices within the industry, make sure we stay current there so that we preserve the data integrity and the personal data of our distributors within our network.
And obviously that's key, information security, especially in the world we live in today, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Steve. Let's turn now to our Vice President of Africa, Gary Shreve. About 6 months ago, Gary, we launched an exciting new program for the distributors called Eagle Manager. What can you tell us about the success of that program so far and what we can expect in 2011?
Well, as you mentioned, Paul, we launched the Eagle Manager incentive back in June. And since that point in time, we've had distributors, managers throughout the Forever world that have been working diligently to achieve this prestigious recognition. I can tell you one thing, as I've traveled around, I've noticed they're excited about this. And let me tell you why. Like I said, as I've traveled around the world, I have met many managers that have realized that this is an essential part of their progression as they build the forever business. They understand that the Eagle Manager status is a clear symbol of a solid business and a sustainable income into the future. This is why you must become an Eagle Manager. Now, as we look forward to the new year, I hope you already have your goals and action plans well mapped out. One thing that I hope that each of you managers is striving for this new year is to become an Eagle Manager. As a reminder, the Eagle Manager status is earned and renewed each year by meeting the following requirements during the calendar year after qualifying as a recognized manager. Number 1, be active and leadership bonus qualified every month. 2, accumulate at least 720 total case credits, including at least 100 case credits from new personally sponsored downlines. 3, personally sponsor and develop at least 2 new supervisor lines. And 4, support local and regional meetings. In addition to the requirements listed above, senior managers and above must also develop and maintain downline Eagle Managers in order to be considered Eagle Managers themselves. Each downline Eagle Manager must be in a separate sponsorship line without regards to how many generations down. So remember, it does not matter if this individual is 1st, 2nd, 5th, or even 10 generations below you. Also note that this requirement will be based on the manager position qualified for at the beginning of the calendar year. For example, if you start off the year as a Soaring Manager and you finish the year as a Sapphire Manager, your Eagle Manager status will be based on that of a Soaring Manager. Now let's review the qualifications for Senior and above. Senior Manager must have 1 downline Eagle Manager. Soaring Manager, 3 downline Eagle Managers. Sapphire, 6. Diamond Sapphire, 10 downline Eagle Managers. Diamond Manager, 15. Double Diamond Manager, 25. Triple Diamond Manager, 35 downline Eagle Managers, and Centurion Diamond, 45. All requirements must be achieved in a single operating company, with exception of the new non-manager case credit requirement and the downline Eagle Manager requirement. So that means a manager can combine new non-manager case credits from various countries to count toward the new 100 case credit requirement. And all managers can combine their downline Eagle Managers from various countries for the purpose of achieving Eagle Manager status themselves. So remember, your managers from around the world count toward your Eagle Manager status. Eagle Managers will be recognized and earn a Level 3 regional rally trip to their local regional rally based on their home country, including airfare for 2, 3 nights accommodations, and 2 rally wristbands. With that said, we look forward to recognizing each of you at your next regional rally as an Eagle Manager. If you want a solid business and want to set an example for your downlines, I hope you make Eagle Manager as part of your goals for this year. I wish you all the very best in 2011 and Happy New Year.
Let's turn now to our crack legal team. RJ, I understand you have a new member of the team.
Oh, not only that, Paul, we've doubled our whole department. We're excited to welcome Darren Reber into our team, and you can see from what's going on that we're going to need a lot of help on the legal side in guiding and directing the growth of this company.
Yeah, I would imagine with a company the size of Forever, there's a lot of legal issues to cover.
Absolutely, and Darren is our man.
All right, well, Darren, how are you enjoying your new job?
Thanks, Paul. I'm really enjoying the new job, be able to work with RJ. As we've talked about, technology continues to change, and as new distributors and existing distributors continue to embrace technology, there's new legal considerations that we have to consider. So it's exciting, it's challenging, it's motivating, and more importantly, to work with RJ's just been fantastic. We all know RJ's been around forever, well, forever. And it's just exciting to work with him and have his mentorship and guiding me in this new endeavor.
Thank you, RJ and Darren. I think I speak for the entire executive team when I thank you for keeping us all out of trouble. Yes, I'd like to turn now to our Senior Vice President of Operations, Bill Lewis. You know, Bill, you've been very busy this year with an exciting new project called the Get It Started Training. Any updates you can share with us about that?
Well, Paul, it's no secret that training is vital to our industry, and just as important is the need for a standardized, easy-to-duplicate system for new distributors.
So what was your main goal in developing the training?
Our goal at the beginning of the year was to develop a training program that could be used by our Forever family all around the globe. We started by gathering ideas from many of our top sales leaders, and then condensed those ideas into what we feel is a fantastic system for training our new distributors. The result is the Getting Started Fundamentals to Success training program. It's a clear step-by-step guide to help new distributors get their business moving right away. It's interactive, comprehensive, and most importantly, it's available online. We feel that by standardizing this system for worldwide use, we are ready for a whole new era of international sponsoring, where language will no longer be a barrier to effective training. We're excited about having achieved this goal in 2010 and are confident that you will feel the same as you become familiar with the system. Look for it to be translated in your language soon. Make it your goal to use Getting Started to take your business to new heights in 2011. Happy New Year, everyone.
Good morning, Navaz.
Morning, Paul.
You know, you're involved in so many different aspects of this business, but one I think that the distributors would really like to hear about is the countries that we opened up this past year and what we've got coming down the pipeline for 2011.
Paul, really excited to inform everybody that we opened Bangladesh after working on it for several years. I think the pressure has been on REX for at least 10 years to open Bangladesh, and we eventually were able to do that in May and had over 600 people in attendance at the grand opening, very excited. Oh, wow. And this Asian rally will be the first time they'll be able to attend an event. We have several people that have qualified, so I'm looking forward to spending some time with those distributors. We also opened in Erbil, Iraq. Oh. That is really, yes, quite an amazing thing to be able to open in Iraq, and that's in northern Iraq, and we have a center set up there, and that is operated through Turkey. Okay. As far as next year is concerned, we're looking actively at Egypt right now. That's another very hot area for us. Each of the vice presidents that travel always come back asking when Egypt is going to be open, so we hope in the next few months we can make some good progress in that country. Also Jordan. We are looking at Jordan opening the operations, but through the United Arab Emirates. And we will not have a product center there, but we are trying to get the approvals in so that the distributors can take products in without having major issues with the government. Okay. So those are the things we have planned for right now.
Well, thank you, Navaz. That is really exciting. Let's turn now to our Vice President of Europe, Aidan O'Hare. You know, there's been a lot of buzz about the incredibly successful rally that took place in London this last year, the European rally. What can you tell us about your experience there?
Well, as you know, Paul, it was an amazing time. We had over 10,000 people. We sold out at the Wembley Arena there in London, and what a great event it was to be together with all of the European distributors. Let me tell you a little bit more about what happened that day. The 2010 rally in London was incredible. But it's also been an incredible year throughout the EU, with records being set and new standards being achieved across the entire region. We also recognize that some of you, it's been a little bit tough going. But the key is, remember, keep fighting. 2011 is going to be a remarkable year, and we know that your efforts and patience will pay off. As Paul did mention, the real highlight for me was the Super Rally, and the ability to attend that meeting in London, England. And as they say in the UK, it was brilliant. Rex, Greg, Karen, and I celebrated with over 10,000 of you as you were rewarded for your move-ups and other forever accomplishments. We also awarded over 6.2 million euros. That's a massive $8.2 million to people just like you who satisfied the requirements of profit sharing. Attending events is, I believe, one of the most important things that we can do to make sure we stay excited and motivated as we build our business. Building a strong and sustainable business in forever is not easy, and it takes effort and hard work to get things started and maintained. But are these efforts worth it? Of course they are, as the rewards far outweigh the investment required. But all of this hard work and effort will take its toll if you do not refresh yourself. Picture a piece of wood or coal as it sits in the fire. It burns hot and bright, and it pulls heat from all the other coals and logs that surround it. We are just like that piece of wood. We gain strength and support and energy from one another as we gather together. But what happens if we pull that piece of wood from the fire? For some time, the wood will remain hot, and slowly it will begin to cool, and over time will become increasingly cooler until it's completely cold. The interesting part of this is at first you do not recognize a change. Sure, the hot flames are gone, but the wood still gives some heat. But without warning, all of a sudden, it's completely cold. We can be compared to that piece of wood if we stay away from the forever fire for too long. We must put ourselves back into the warming heat that will ignite our passion and move us to the next level. Attendance at the Forever meetings does this for us. We surround ourselves with like-minded, positive people who are facing the same challenges that we are. At these meetings, we receive training, new information, and motivation that reinforces and reignites our belief. It sets us alight again. At Forever events, you will see people just like you that are achieving what you've always dreamed of achieving. And you will quickly realize that you too can make your dreams come true. Let me give you a real-life example of the power of attending events. Some of you will recall a couple, Serge and Ronalde Poulet, who spoke at the European Rally in London. They are from Belgium, and they had a very moving and powerful story to tell us about overcoming financial devastation as their chicken farming business collapsed. After the loss of their business, they turned to Forever as a source of income to basically get by and to put a roof over their heads. But they worked hard and have built a much better life for themselves and their children. This is a great story in itself, and they did a fantastic job sharing it with us when we were in London together. And I'm confident that it had a positive effect on the 10,000 or so that were there. So after their great speech, I thought I would check back with them and ask if attending the rally had any effect on them. The first thing they told me, speaking at the rally was a terrifying ordeal. As you can imagine, going from a chicken farmer to speaking in front of thousands was a bit of a transition. But what was interesting is what Serge explained to me. He told me as he was speaking on stage and telling his story, it began to dawn on him that they were setting their sights too low and they could achieve so much more. And as they attended the next couple of days of meetings, this realization continued to solidify, and they committed to set new goals and aim a little bit higher. So what have they achieved? Was this change of heart borne out in their reality? Well, since the European Rally, they have broken their first downline manager, qualified for level 2 of the earned incentive, qualified already for the Super Rally, qualified for profit share, and they're looking at a pretty sizable check. And finally, they've increased their volume by over 10%. And of course, when the volume goes up, the check goes up as well. They match. They've also been an integral part in the turnaround of the Benelux market. And Belgium alone is up 12% this year. And that wonderful couple have had a direct impact of that. Now, attending the events will not do all of the work for you. As Serge and Ronalde, they had to go home and get to work. But the change of heart that necessitates changes in behavior happened while attending the rally. The rallies are not the only event that will help them and all of us. There are local and regional events all over the world that will build your belief in our industry, our company, our products. But most of all, it will build your belief in yourself. I'll see you on stage. Good luck and Merry Christmas.
Things are certainly buzzing in Europe. You know, to keep things buzzing in a company the size of Forever, you need the right person minding the till, as they say. And to keep our financial house in order, we have our very own Senior Vice President of Finance, Dave Hall.
Good morning, Paul.
Thanks for being here, Dave.
You know, in these tough economic times that we're having, it's kind of been a boom for Forever. With lots of bankruptcies and companies closing, there's been a lot of individuals looking for the next opportunity, and I think Forever provides that to them. So we've been able to add to our tremendous distributor base. With that, at night, going home, I know when the doors are shut, the doors are going to be open again in the morning.
Thank you, Dave. I'd like to now turn to two of the most experienced MLMers in the business. My good friend Harold Green, the Senior Vice President of Sales in Canada, and the Senior Vice President of U.S. Sales, Carl Zander. Harold, what can you tell us about the importance of setting goals in this business?
Setting goals? I would say if you're not setting goals in this business, you're in trouble. Now is definitely the time to set goals.
Goals give you purpose, they give you direction, they give you commitment. In Forever Living on My FLP Biz, if you've noticed lately, they have a site that actually helps the distributors to set goals. We have what we call the Dream Book, right, Carl?
That's right.
Yeah, tremendous tool in setting your goals. I can remember the first big goal that I had in 1980. We worked very hard that year. My wife and I wanted a new car. And back then, Carl, it took 6 months to qualify for a car. A little bit more than what it is today. We did, we qualified. A 1980 Mark IV Continental. We were excited. Not only us, but our whole area was excited over that. Carl, I know you're a goal-setting person. In fact, your whole life has been that way. What do you feel about goals?
That is true, Harold. You know, one thing about goals is right now is the best time to start them because the year is over. What you did last year in 2010, it doesn't matter. Good, bad, or indifferent, it doesn't matter. It's what you're going to do in 2011 that's important. I remember, just to give you a little analogy here, back in 1987 when I was playing for the Cincinnati Bengals, we had a team that we thought was going to be in the playoffs. And you know what? We had a terrible year. Won 3 games the whole year. We're 3-13, I believe. After that year, they were talking about the coaches getting fired, everything. Well, we retained the coaches, we focused, we set some goals. Our goal was we were going to finish everything. Every play, every practice play, every game right down to the last second. I can remember that finish everything, meaning that every time a running back touched the football in practice, he crossed the end zone. He ran, whether it was 5 yards or 100 yards, he ran to score. And we took off. We were 7-0 that year. It ended up being a phenomenal year. I want to talk to you distributors today about 5 keys to making your goals become a reality. First of all, as we know, Harold, we've got to write them down. This takes them from just being a dream to making them into an actual goal. Next, to increase our accountability, share them with others because we fear failure more than we fear anything in the world. So if we show them to others, now we have to be a little more accountable. They got to be a little more realistic, and we've got to be really willing to work to make them happen. That's where commitment comes in. You've got to make a commitment. You know, it's going to take time. If you're watching 40 hours of TV every week, you're going to have to stop watching 40 hours of TV and spend part of that time on building your business. Next, number 4, I want you to plan your next 90 days. Break your goal for the whole year into 90-day segments and break those 90-day segments into little small steps that you can achieve one day at a time. This becomes your daily tasks. And if you do your daily tasks of maybe talking to 2 distributors or 2 potentially new distributors every day about the product or the opportunity, in 30 days it will become a habit and you will become habitual about talking to others and growing your business. And last but not least, a lot of people come up with great plans, but they never put them in action. Oh, next week I'm going to do this. Next week I'm going to do that. No, you've got to take that plan and put it in action today. Start your plan today and make it start happening. With that, your goals will become a reality with no limits for the future.
So how about we jump now to Senior Vice President of Sales in Latin America, Garen Breinholt. So Garen, what can you tell us or what can you update us about the incredible success Forever is having in Latin America?
Well, you know, this year it's been kind of incredible if we look at some of the countries that have had their record years, you know, countries such as Bolivia, Argentina, and Peru. But I'm sure most everyone's asking about and heard about, if not felt about, the excitement in Brazil. You know, I've had the opportunity to visit Brazil several times this year, and each time I'm impressed with their growth, but more impressed with their commitment to helping others.
So you just recently returned from Brazil, is that correct?
Yep, just got back.
What did you experience in that trip there?
This past month, I had the opportunity to travel to many different states within Brazil and meet with nearly 20,000 distributors. As I was traveling, I began to recall my first visit to Brazil nearly 12 years ago. In this first visit, I remember attending a managers meeting in Sao Paulo with 5 or 6 distributors and our country manager, Fernando. I remember thinking that, wow, we have a long way to go. Well, after all these years, it is quite incredible to think of where Forever Brazil is today. Greg and I had the opportunity to participate in a managers meeting last month in Sao Paulo, but this time with more than 700 managers. What a powerful meeting. Distributors were beaming from ear to ear because of what Forever means to them and because of what they have been able to achieve with Forever. During this visit, I also had the opportunity to visit the city of Curitiba, which is in the state of Paraná. Curitiba has a population which is less than 2 million people, which in Brazil is somewhat small compared to so many large cities. When we arrived there, we went straight to a success date with more than 3,000 distributors. Today, our branch in Curitiba is selling more than 10,000 case credits per month. Many people ask me, what is different in Brazil from so many other places around the world? My reply always is that they have the same products, the same marketing plan, the same opportunity. But I think one of the most powerful tools they use is belief. They believe in the products. They believe in the marketing plan. They believe in the opportunity. They believe in forever. But most importantly, they believe in themselves. When I think of the power of belief, I think of my visit to Curitiba and what the distributors there have been able to accomplish. While there, I had the opportunity to visit with one of the top distributors in all of Brazil, Luciano, who is in his 20s and in just 4 years has achieved things that many of us just dream of. The difference between Luciano and so many others is his belief in his dreams and his belief in himself. There is no doubt that because of his belief, we will be hearing a lot about Luciano in the near future. So ask yourself, what do you believe? What message are you transmitting to others? Your level of belief will determine your level of results. So why do so many believe in forever? Because forever is founded on solid principles, principles such as honesty and integrity, principles that should be the foundation of our forever business. They, like myself, know that there are many opportunities, but only one forever, our forever. What has happened and is happening in Brazil is not limited to Brazil. The only limits we have are the ones we place on ourselves. We all have the opportunity to experience great things with forever. Together, let's make 2011 our best year ever. Have a great new year.
Now to another man who's been wise enough to stay with this company for over 30 years. He's our Senior Vice President of Human Resources and Risk Management, Mr. Glenn Banks. How are you this morning, Glenn?
Fine, thank you.
You know, I've got some news to share with you that is sad news for the Forever family, but happy news for Glenn and his beautiful wife, Jackie. At the end of February, Glenn will be retiring. Congratulations, Glenn.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's probably been an incredible trip for you, hasn't it?
It has.
So, with your retirement coming up, Glenn, could you give us and the distributors one piece of advice that you think would make a real difference in their businesses?
Yes. My one word of advice is momentum. I've seen through the years that folks start the business, they begin to sponsor and purchase, and they begin to have success. It comes gradually, not immediately, but in 4 to 6 months, things are really going well, they're making good money, and if they'll continue to do that, the momentum builds and builds. Vice versa. There are those who reach a comfortable level of income and decide to rest for a while. And the next month, the check is just the same. And they think, I've reached the plateau. The problem is that if they stop doing work, stop sponsoring, stop purchasing, it begins to go down. And then some 6 months later, when their checks are much less, they ask themselves the question, what am I doing wrong? Well, what they're doing wrong was what they were doing wrong 6 months ago. They stopped sponsoring and purchasing.
So whatever I'm doing today is going to manifest itself 6 months down the road.
Absolutely. Momentum.
That's incredible. Thank you, Glenn. I sure
welcome.
appreciate that advice. And good luck in retirement. Thank you. So there's only 2 people left here we haven't heard from this morning, and I'm sure you're very excited to hear from them. So let's get right to it. Let's start with our president, Greg Mon. Welcome, Greg.
Thanks, Paul.
You know, Greg, I understand that several years ago you and some of the vice presidents got together and wrote a company mission statement. Why did you feel that was necessary?
Well, Paul, we felt it was very important that we outline our core fundamental values that guide us in everything that we do.
Well, that sounds like a very important exercise for any company to go through. What happened to that mission statement?
Well, we placed the statement on a nice plaque, but as too often happens, that plaque was set in a corner in my office, received too little of my attention, and collected dust. As I began to think about my goals for 2011, I thought of that plaque and decided it was time to dust it off and spend some time reflecting on the fundamental principles that we decided that would guide us. I was again inspired by what we had written and wanted to share it with you in hopes that we all could benefit from the principles I believe make Forever a great company. Let me just read it to you first and then touch on a few points. We will create a profitable environment where individuals can, with dignity, be what they want to be, where integrity, empathy, and fun are our guides. We will create and cherish a passion for and belief in our company, our products, and our industry. We will seek knowledge and balance, and above all, we will be courageous as we lead our company and distributors. First of all, I believe we should ask ourselves every day, are we creating a profitable, productive environment? I'm not talking about profitable or productive in merely a financial sense, although that's extremely important. Rather, I want us each to ask, is how I choose to spend my time each day helping me to reach my goals? All of us are very busy and have more to do than we could ever complete. However, I have challenged my staff this year to not just be busier, but be more productive. Be more productive in our businesses, in our personal lives, in our leisure activities. Whatever it is, do it with a sense of purpose, with a focus toward accomplishing something great. Integrity, empathy, and fun. You don't often hear those three words used together, but I believe they may be the three most important words my parents have taught me. Live my life with integrity so that no one can ever doubt that what I say or do is moral, ethical, and honest. Have empathy for those around me so they always know that I care about them, their families, and the great things they are trying to accomplish. And of course, have fun, because life goes by too quickly, and in spite of all the obstacles we may face, life is great, and we have to rise above the challenges and cherish the special moments. Passion for our company, products, and industry. This goes far beyond a simple belief. We need to powerfully embrace all that this company stands for. As you develop this passion, people will feel it and want to be a part of it because of what they see in you. This one principle alone can make a tremendous difference between achieving great success or simply getting by. Finally, courage. The dictionary defines courage as the spirit that enables a person to face difficulty. All of us face challenges in our lives. What makes the difference between success and failure is the courage to overcome and move forward. It's rarely easy, but always worth it if in the end we can make the difference in our lives, our families' lives, and the lives of those in our business. To sum it all up, I feel this mission statement is really about creating greatness. In fact, when people ask me what Forever does, I don't tell them we are an MLM that produces aloe vera products. I simply say we create greatness. That's what I want to do, and I hope you will commit to doing also. I also commit to you that this mission statement will no longer collect dust in the corner of my office. While these principles have always been a part of my life, I will look to them often as we set goals and make plans to build forever. There truly are no limits to the success we can realize together if we will embrace and live by these principles. We appreciate all that you do to make Forever the greatest opportunity in the world, and I want to wish you and your family a happy and safe New Year.
And now for the man who really needs no introduction, our chairman, our founder, our CEO, Mr. Rex Mon. Rex, you've traveled all around the world this year, meeting thousands of distributors. What have you seen in your travels that you could share with us?
Well, first of all, I would say we have the most incredible distributors in the whole world. And they are the very best, and they help more people than anybody I know of. And I'm very proud of them.
That's great.
And they really embrace the no limits motto that we have in Forever.
Well, good. So can you share with us, Rex, a few words about what you would like to see from all of us and the distributors in 2011?
First of all, I hope that all of us will live the no limits theme in all aspects of our lives, including our families, our health, and our businesses. But you know what? You can't set a goal of no limits unless you really understand where you are right now. I challenge all of us to take some time each day to do some self-assessment. What do I want, and what am I going to do today to achieve it? Carl and Harold spoke about building a dream book and setting goals. That's a fantastic way to focus what you're doing and to give you direction on where you want to be. Gary spoke on the Eagle Manager Program. That is a goal I hope all of you will set for yourselves and your teams this year. Achieving this award will truly mean your business is focused on the future and growing the right way. Aidan spoke about the importance of attending regional rallies. That's another goal I hope each of you is striving to meet. Rally attendance is critical to build and sustaining your business. Garen spoke on the incredible success distributors in Brazil are having. Why Brazil? Because they're committed to building the business the right way. They're sponsoring new distributors at an incredible rate and helping these new distributors catch the vision through dream books, goal setting, and building for the future. Bill spoke on the new Getting Started training, and I believe this training is critical to the long-term success of your business. Success like Brazil is currently realizing can be achieved anywhere in the world if you follow the principles Bill outlines in his training. Finally, Greg spoke on creating greatness by living the core values outlined in the company mission statement. I believe in those values. They're not the latest fad. These are time-tested values that we have used to build this company for nearly 33 years. Live by them, and I promise it will make a difference in your lives. I want to thank all of you for all you have done to build Forever into the company it is today. I believe you're the greatest group of distributors ever. I also believe 2011 will be the greatest year Forever has ever seen. I know that with such great people, there really are no limits to what we can achieve. Thank you, and I wish you all a blessed and successful 2011.
Thank you for joining us for this special edition of the monthly webinar. And from all of us to all of you, Happy New Year!